Practicing is an essential part of learning Tai Chi or Qigong. You need to take what you've learnt off the video and then try and do it yourself without watching the video. There are lots of reasons for practicing, but the main ones are that by doing that you take ownership of what you're doing. It's no longer you relying and following somebody else, it's coming out of your own head. I've noticed in classes that when people practice, they've often got questions the following week. There's more information that they want because they've actually looked at what they've done and things have arisen for them that they want to ask about. When you practice, there's no length that you should or shouldn't do. What I normally tell students is that they should practice for a minute first thing in the morning before they do anything else in the day. There's a reason for that. The minute is because it's not very much, and therefore there's no pressure on you to do half an hour or 15 minutes or whatever it might be you've chosen to do. And 1 minute really takes up no time. It's not going to impose on your day too much. What I also suggest is that they do it first thing in the morning before doing anything else. Now that's because first thing in the morning there is nothing else that you've scheduled for the day. So therefore it's free time. Whereas trying to fit in practice amongst your usual schedule is often quite difficult, and it's very easy to find reasons to put off doing it. I've also noticed that the 1 minute, if you do it, actually turns into 3, 4, 5, 15 minutes even, because you actually start enjoying what you're doing and realise you're getting something out of it. But the pressure isn't on, because it's only 1 minute, you've exceeded your 1 minute. So when you practice, let's say we're doing a move like brush knee, which is a complicated move involving body turns, arms movement and leg movements. And we're going to do this movement here. I'm going to start from, say, a position like that. And the movement's going to go 1 to here, 2 to here, 3 to here, and then 4 to there. So assuming we're just doing that movement, it's no good just running through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, finish, because it's too much. 2 arms are moving, you've got a leg moving, there are weight shifts going on, you're turning the body, your knees are bending. There's too much all in one go. So the best thing to do is to practice, for example, could be the arms, but let's say the legs first. The legs, you would shift your weight onto one leg, you would bend the knee, you'd free up the other foot, you then turn the body and you place the heel in the new direction, and then you move onto that foot, and then the rear foot, you push the heel backwards whilst turning the body. So you just practice the legs, maybe 10 times. It doesn't have to be once, it's better not. You shift the weight, you lift the heel, you sink the leg, you free the foot, you turn and place the foot, you move onto it, and then you turn the hip more, which moves the back heel. And then you have to do the arms. It's best not to do both arms simultaneously, it's more complicated. So I could go, without moving any weight at all, I could go both together. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's my push. To be honest, it's better to start with just one arm. 1, extend it 2, how high did it go? 3, where's it folded? Which way's the palm turned? 4, I do my push. And the other hand would be 1, did it move a lot? Did it move a little? 2, what height is it? 3, Is it in the middle of my body? Is it on the left? Is it on the right? Is it palm up? Is it palm down? And then I turn and the hands just moves in front of the leg. So if you break down the component parts, putting it together in the end is much, much easier. For those of you who ever learned a musical instrument, you'll understand this, because if you've got a complicated piece to learn, the way you're taught to practice is don't try and do it all at once. Do one hand first, whatever. Do the other hand second. Repeat that, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. And then try and put it together very, very slowly. When you do it that way, it starts to come together and you start to actually take ownership of the Tai Chi, the Qigong, the piece of music, whatever it is that you're practicing. So breaking it down is very important. Sometimes you don't want to look at the video and you want to just do it without any props at all. But you can't think how to start and where to start, but you can perhaps remember a bit in the middle. The key here is don't try and struggle to remember the beginning. Do the bit you can remember. What often happens is when you do that, the rest suddenly appears. You go, oh yeah, that's what happened. That's what came after, or that's what came before. And it drops into place. When that happens, you've really taken ownership of it. You found it in yourself. So practice as much as you can. It'll pay dividends.